Nothing is right, nothing's wrong.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Daytime. There you go. Terry Klein is here. She's the inspirational author and poet of A Life Unwrapped. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, a pleasure to have you here, particularly when we're talking to inspirational authors. But this is kind of cool because you're also an inspirational poet. Tell us a little bit about the book.
Oh, wow. Should I read first the excerpt or talk about the book?
I think set the scene for us.
Right,
so before, we know you're going to read, but before we hear you reading, where did the inspiration from all of this poetry come from? Well, and the title, Life Unwrapped.
You know, we're all inspired by so many things and people in our lifetime, and I call them my circle of love. But my dear mother was by far my greatest inspiration, and the most inspiring chapter in her life was her chapter of her battle with cancer and her subsequent passing. And I would have to say that that changed my entire perspective on life, and for good.
Wow.
And my mother was, she blessed me with the gift of poetry, and as well with a passion for life like no other. And before her passing, she did turn to me and say, "This is the truth." She said, "Please promise me that you will take your beautiful messages and spread them with the world." And that's what I've done, and I have honored her by dedicating this book to her. It is in honor of her legacy and her life lessons.
Well,
that's amazing. So I think we should hear part of the book. So you're going to read an excerpt from which poem?
Sure. The morning prayer is definitely the one that I read every single morning. It creates a mindset for my day and just reminds me of my blessings and gratitude.
Perfect.
So the morning prayer, the gift of gratitude. Thank you for the morning light and for allowing me to survive the night. Thank you for helping me to rise. I will use good judgment and try to be wise. And even if the sun won't shine, I will own today and make it mine. Thank you for the gift of my health, as this by far defines my wealth. Thank you for the gift of my smile. Oh, and thank you, dear God, for letting me stay a while. I can walk, dance, sing, and laugh. Oh, lucky me. I can feel, hear, smell, touch, and such beauty I can see. What an abundance of blessings surround that are just waiting to be found. My heart swells with thanks, and I do promise today to do my very best in every possible way. I will spread the magic of life to deal with both the sweet and the sour, because every day is precious, as is every hour.
Oh.
Right? Because it's poetry.
That was great.
Well, you know, it's poetic, but it's the gift here is that it's like a song for me. So I wouldn't put it in the poetry section of Indigo, but it sits in self-help because it really is, it's just stories that flow and lessons that can be embraced much easier if you read it through a story, and songs are my favorite, so I just tried to put song into verse.
Interesting, because, I mean, how do you, every day you start by reading that poem, right?
Most definitely.
How does that set the tone for the rest of the day?
Because when you go through life, you have to figure out, you know, are you feeling blessed or are you feeling like a victim? Are you feeling irritated or are you feeling grateful? So if you recognize that the moment you awake, you have all of these simple miracles that are returning to you, your heart's beating, your lungs are breathing, all these things that no one thinks about. So when even if you stub your toe when you're getting out of bed, you're still feeling grateful. So you set the tone of gratitude and you carry that throughout your day, and you can't feel irritated as much. You can't, you don't feel the need to yell at your children. You're not as stressed.
Your drive into work is just so happy, even if there's traffic, right?
Most definitely, because you're looking at the trees and you're feeling blessed by nature. So it's a choice.
It's all about the thinking and all of these gifts you've been given.
Terry, I get the feeling that, I mean, hearing that poem and knowing that you're sort of celebrating your mom's passing in a way by honoring her with this book, I mean, there's a real sense of, as you're saying, just gratitude and happiness. What would you say to someone watching who, you know, goes through a rough time, such as their family member passing away, or dealing with, you know, the day-to-day? Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, the essence of Life Unwrapped is that it is a practical, it's a resource that's ageless and timeless, that is all about practical life lessons. It gives you tools and